How's it going, everybody? It's Jay here with Vanguard Vlogs, here with another deck profile. This time, if you couldn't tell by the awesome art, we're talking about the Dimensional Robo deck. This is the deck I've really liked ever since I really started playing Vanguard. I kind of got into the game kind of late. I think my first, I think BT13 had just came out when I started playing, but I was really big. At first, I was trying to run Aquaforce, so I bought a lot of BT08. I'm trying to chase that Maelstrom, but I ended up pulling a shit ton of Dimensional Robo cards. So I threw the deck together and I've liked it, but I've been waiting for this set to just actually finish the deck. And one of the biggest reasons here is the starter. Dimensional Robo Die Magnum. He of course has Forerunner, and his effect is you put him into the soul, choose a Dimension Police Vanguard, and they get 4K. I love this guy. He's just amazing. Until now, we've only had WUUUUUUUUUU, and WUUUUUUUU's not bad, but if you watched my unboxing video of the trial deck, I kind of shat on WUUUUUUU just because you have to minus yourself so hard to get his effect off, and there's very few times where it's super, super worth it. This guy, what I've noticed playing this deck is people love to keep you from getting limit break, because that's when the scary stuff starts happening. This dude lets you set up so many pre-limit break combos, it's amazing, but I'll get to that here in a little bit. We'll move on to the grade 1s. Now I have one Die Mariner in here. Yeah, he's only in there until I get another Go Cannon. He's just kind of a placeholder right now. I was running more of him until this set came out. So I will ultimately be running 3 Go Cannons. His effect is active. You put this unit into your soul and choose one of your other rear guards with the Dimensional Robo in the card name. Put it into your soul, choose your Vanguard with WUUUUUUUU in its card name, and that unit gets +1 crit until the end of the turn. This guy is great. He's kind of lame at a 6K booster, but the real awesomeness and the synergy I see with him having this deck is if you have the normal WUUUUUUU on the field, this guy here is what I was reaching for. If you have the normal WUUUUUUU on the field and Great WUUUUUUU is your Vanguard, you can use his effect to put Great WUUUUUUU in the soul, and from his effect give a crit. So essentially, you have Ultimate WUUUUUUU, Go Cannon's effect, WUUUUUUU into the soul. He gets a crit from this, gets a crit from his ability, and then he gets +1 from a cross-side. It's just beautiful. I like it. I've also early turn pressure. It's not too bad to take him and another crappy rear guard, or maybe like a stand trigger. Put him into the soul and swing for, more crit. I like it, puts pressure, and I really love the art. He's got like that, yeah, we can do it fist, and just, yeah, good card. The only non-robos in here now is I do run 2 Commander Laurels. I love Commander Laurel. He actually, since Robos and Dimension Police have gotten more support recently, he's actually really gone up in price. I got mine originally for like $2, just as kind of a, man, I'll run one in a deck, see what's going on. The pressure he gives you early on is outstanding. Just the fact that people either know his effect and they'll overguard your Vanguard, draining their hand and giving you a chance to walk all over them with your rear guards. Or, better yet, people don't know what he does, and you can just steamroll people. Now, let me go over his effect here. I was like, oh, wimbly. Choose 4 of your Dimension Police rear guards and rest them with a Dimension Police Vanguard attack hits. You may pay the cost. If you do, stand your Vanguard. Choose one of your Vanguards and stand. I know it's worded quite that way, but it's amazing. You can either have a full board and, swing boosted with Laurel and then use his effect, or I rest Laurel for his own effect a lot of the time because he is only a 4K booster. Great card. I wouldn't ever run more than 2 of them just because, yeah. You want maybe one on the board. He's good, but he's not that good, especially if you have to ride him. It just hurts my soul, but I do like 2 Laurel. For the main bread and butter grade 1s, I run 4 Die Tigers. I fucking love this effect. The 7K, when he attacks, if you have a Dimensional Robo Vanguard, he gets +3K till the end of battle. I really like it. It lets you swing, swing with your Vanguard, maybe get a trigger, throw it on this guy, swing with him again, get an early 2 damage, and the next turn just move him back to the rear to boost. Big fan of that effect, Die Tiger. His art's kind of meh, but he's a great grade 1. I really enjoy him. So my grade 1s are a little light here. I run 4 of the Die Tiger, 2 Laurel, and then 3 Go Cannons ultimately. And of course I have the 4 Perfect Guards. I'm not really sweating getting Die Shields. I've run Diamond Ace ever since I got a really good deal for them on eBay. But with Dimension Police having Infinite Zero and starting to see a little resurgence and just people wanting to play it, I've just been able to, with people at my shop, just say, hey man, I'll trade you straight up Diamond Ace for Die Shield. Down the road, Dimension Robo for counterblasting is going to be a thing. Right now, it's not to the point where you have to have these guys, so yeah, just keep an eye out. The reason my grade 1s are a little lacking is because I actually run 9 grade 3s in this deck, and instead of thinning out my grade 2s, I decided that grade 1s would go ahead and take the hit. Let me get a trigger lineup because I got overexcited and skipped it initially. So I run 4 Justice Cobalts, 4 draw triggers, Die Crane, he's cool, 4 Diabetes, Die Battles. I run 8 crit, 4 draw, 4 heal. Dimensional Robo Go Rescue, aka the white base for any Gundam fans. This deck is super aggressive and is just all about swinging for the fences anyway. I like the utility that draw gives you, and I just like critting. Real talk. There's nothing quite like, I think I've multiple times with this deck swung for 5 crit on my Vanguard. It's just a lot of fun, and you make your Vanguard so big that they overblock the shit out of it, so when you double crit, you just give them to your rear guards and keep going. Moving on to grade 2, this is one of the new Robos out of the new set. This is Dimensional Robo Die Heart. He's a great card. I love his art. He's all orange and flashy. At the beginning of your attack step, this unit's attack is 13k or greater until the end of battle. This unit gets auto. Vanguard effect. Choose 2 grade 3 with Dimensional Robo card in their name from your hand. Put them into the soul. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to 1 grade 3 card with Dimensional Robo in its name and write it as rest and shuffle your deck. This effect is amazing. It's a little steep. There's a couple ways to set it off. So first off, my boy Die Magnum, put him into the soul, gets your Die Heart to 13k, lets you search. I find a lot of times this deck, I'll end up sitting with 3 grade 3s in my hand since I'm running 9, especially running draw triggers. So if you have 2 of the vanilla Diusha, it's really great to throw both of those into the soul to search your deck for, say, the Break Ride. Or if you have it set up, you can throw some grade 3s from your hand to go ahead and search your deck for the, I already said the Break Ride. It's just good. God, I'm losing my mind here, but it's just amazing. It's an easy way to get Diusha into the soul without having to waste a turn riding him, and you can just set yourself up to, say I'm at 3 damage, his effect hits, I go ahead and ride Break Ride, a Die Kaiser, rested. Next turn, I'm going to let 1 damage go through, and I can Break Ride next turn. He's good. I run 4 right now. I'm not sure how in love I am with the effect. A lot of times, it'll force a guard, which is good, but right now I'm running 4. I might cut it back to 3 in lieu of another grade 2, but I'll get to him in just a moment. My other grade 2 that I run 4 of, because again, my whole thing with grade 2s is I pick 2 I really like, run 4 and 4, and then there's like a silver medal that gets the 3. The 12k attacker, Die Dragon, the BT8, super rare. I love him. I love his art. He's great. Yeah, just can't beat him. 12k attack. Whoop whoop. This motherfucker right here. Let me tell you about Die Barrett. He's great. He was the box topper in the Mystical Magus extra booster that came out recently. Depending on where you go on the internet, I've seen this guy go for as high as like $5. I got him for about $1.99 off eBay. He's a great card. His effect is active, Counterblast 1. Put this unit into your soul. Choose your Vanguard with Dimensional Robo and its card name until the end of turn. It gets plus 4k and an auto effect that when this Vanguard attack hits a Vanguard, choose an opponent's rear guard and retire it. I love this guy. Similar to my boy Die Magnum over here, the plus 4k in Dimensional Robos is crucial. So I got either plus 4k to my Die Heart and hopefully set my board up better. I can plus 4k to my Diusha and give him it'd be double crit when he swings in an added effect. It even goes better when you are using Commander Laurel because you can give your guy the ability to retire. Hit once, they retire a unit, stand your Vanguard back up, attack again, and it really just forces the pressure of like, man, not only am I going to take more damage, but I'm going to lose more rear guards. Die Barrett is the guy I'm thinking of maybe running only 3 Die Hard and 4 Die Barrett, but that's kind of my back and forth right now. Playtesting wise, I mean, they're both done work for me. I might end up going for Die Barrett, but we shall see. Only time will tell. Moving on to the last but not least, grade 3. So everybody knows he's in there. Super Dimensional Daiusha, or Super Dimensional Robo Daiusha. At the end of your attack step, if the unit's attack is 14k or greater, he gets 1 crit until the end of battle. It's a great pre-limit break way to get an extra crit. So Die Magnum, give him a crit. Die Barret, put him in Soul, give him a crit, give him the ability to retire shit. There's just a lot of ways that this deck is set up to give him an extra crit. A lot of people are, since he's a 10k vanilla, not super in love with Daiusha. I run 3 of them. I like him a lot. I'm debating maybe running the reverse instead of him, just to see what it is, but I don't think there ever won't be, a Daiusha, or, an OG Daiusha in my deck. 3 of him. I also run 3 of the Ultimate Dimensional Robo Great Daiusha. Has the limit break of, during your turn, if the number of cards in your soul with Dimensional Robo and its card name are 3 or more, this unit gets plus 2k and a crit. If you have a non-dimensional police rear guard, he gets minus 2k. If you have a card named Super Dimensional Robo Daiusha in your soul, he gets plus 2. So if you ride 1, 2, 3 dimensional robos and then cross ride him on Daiusha, he's a 15k with 2 crit. He's just an amazing Vanguard. Constant pressure. The reason why I'm thinking about taking, Daiusha out is he doesn't need the cross ride to get the crit. He just needs the cards in soul. And with Die Barret, Go Cannon, even if you have to ride a non-dimensional robo, which in this deck is only going to be Laurel, you can still fill up your soul with robos, get nice and delicious, and just swing for big crits. Big fan of Great Daiusha, always have been. I like him better than the reverse, in the sense that he forces pressure just by being a big Vanguard and still leaves your other 2 columns down. The reverse, you have to kind of minus your columns to go ahead and get your Vanguard stupid huge. I haven't really play tested it yet, so I won't talk too much shit about the reverse. So right now I'm running just Great Daiusha, and then my last is, of course, Super Dimensional Robo Die Kaiser. Now, for anybody who watched my unboxing, they know I kind of talked shit about this card and didn't get what the big deal was. That was until I played against it. This dude is just amazing. So, Limit Break 4, Counterblast 1. When a Dimension Police rides this unit, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose your Vanguard. To the end of the turn, it gets plus 10k and a crit. And auto, when this unit's drive check reveals a grade 3 Dimension Police, choose one of your opponent's guardians, retire it, and effects with cannot hit are nullified. And he's got the typical break right effect that when he's boosted by his clan, he gets plus 2, and of course has Lord. He's great. Originally, I just thought that, the cross ride was the best way to run this deck. Like, you can never get better than the cross ride. It's so good. But honestly, he works really well with Dimensional Robo. This deck, in general, he just is great. He's ultimately, I want to ride him first. If he's my grade 3 ride, I'm happy. In certain situations where my opponent's being cute and not getting me to limit break, I'll ride Daiusha first. But, I mean, the plausible scenario that I often have is I will ride Die Kaiser, get him out there. Next turn, break ride, Daiusha on top. He goes up to 20k, gets a crit for the break ride, gets a crit for his own effects. So he's 3 crit swinging at your opponent, and you have the ability to drive check a grade 3 and ruin their whole day. Next turn, you either ride Great Daiusha here and get up to 2 crit, 15k, 2 crit by himself, swing again really big. Or if you're not, maybe you're stuck with Daiusha, boom, Die Magnum in the soul, double crit. Die Barret in the soul, double crit. He just gives a lot of options, and he's not dependent on a limit break. Ideally, though, you want to break ride your break ride as many times as possible, just to keep hitting and that effect to drive check a grade 3. By running 3 grade 3s, or 9 grade 3s, 3 copies of each, I have a pretty good success rate actually using this effect effectively a lot of the time. The only real problem I have is neutering my grade 1s to accommodate the 9 grade 3s, and actually the other problem is kind of solved by Die Hard. I usually end up with 1 or 2 grade 3s in my hand on turn 2. With Die Hard, though, you can, like I said, take those extra guys and turn them into a better grade 3. Say you're missing the break ride, go ahead and search and ride them out. It's good stuff. This deck is really fun. It's very Vanguard centric, though. Like, your whole point is to make your Vanguard the dimensional, Robo, whether it be Die Kaiser, Daiusha, or Great Daiusha. making them the star of the show, and your rear guards are really just there to enhance your vanguard and kind of mop up. I really like the deck. I'm, as I mentioned, debating on taking out normal Daiusha and running the reverse, or I might even go 2 Daiusha, 2 Great Daiusha, 2 reverse, 3 Daikaiser, keep it at 9, but kind of mix them up a little bit. Only playtesting will tell. This build right now, though, I have a lot of success. It does really well. Yeah, it's a fun deck. It's not that budget, honestly. It's a pretty pricey deck. It's fun, though. The trial decks make it easy to get a lot of your cards. Daiusha here, actually he's in the starter deck, so he's pretty easy to get. The only card you really have to break the bank on is Great Daiusha, and I've just noticed through the websites I go to that ever since I'd say about a month ago, as we got closer to BT13, he shot up from like a $13 card to I think I've seen him go as high as 30. Just because he's good with this deck. I like him. There's something to be said about a Vanguard that always swings for an extra crit. It just gives you great pressure. It's a fun deck, though, so if you are a big fan of just swinging for the fences with a really, really big Vanguard, go out and build this deck. As always, guys, if you have any tweaks, anything I could do better, or any suggestions, feel free to leave them down in the comments. And, yeah, card fight on. Thanks for watching.